No.
Okay, one last question.
My name is Ron Zwart. I'm retired from the Department of Defense. One of the destabilizing aspects of Iran's nuclear program is the prospect that it will stimulate proliferation of nuclear weapons around the region. How do you think that this factor has been considered by Iran in its assessment of its own national security?
Go ahead. Yeah.
My understanding, based on the research I've done, is that that actually is very much a factor. And I think we have made an assumption in Washington that the Iranians are somewhat similar to the Pakistanis in the sense that they needed the bomb no matter what. And they'll go forward they'll accept any cost, and there's no other consideration in place. I view the Iranian decision-making process as well as their own view of their role in the region and the objectives that they have regionally to be far more complex than that. The Iranians have learned the experience that reaching one of the key objectives that they have, which is to be recognized as a leader in the region legitimately, meaning that they would have to get acceptance, be granted that role by their Arab and Sunni leaders, that is not something that they can achieve simply by overwhelming them with force, by out-arming them. Iran was in that position in the mid-1970s, and it learned that it actually didn't work, even though it was stronger than any of the other states, even though it was treated as the United States, as the gendarme of the Persian Gulf. It did not get it acceptance and legitimacy from the Arab players. That's actually part of the reason that the regime later on used a different tactic of using political Islam, a very, very venomous rhetoric against Israel in order to create commonalities with its immediate Arab and Sunni neighborhood. Another consideration in this realm is, of course, that the Iranian objective and this identity that they have, believing that they are destined to be a key country in the region because of their history, because of their civilization, because of their size, their human resources, their other resources, is essentially based on their conventional superiority vis-a-vis other states in the region. That is part of the reason why they have, for more than the 3,000 years that they've been there, been one of the key regional superpowers. If Iran, however, goes nuclear with a bomb, it risks the very scenario that you pointed out, that another state, perhaps a very, very small state, that is not even a 30th of its size or its territory, and there's plenty of those in the region, would actually either buy or build a bomb. And in that situation, Iran would in itself have eliminated the conventional superiority it had and put itself at strategic parity with those much, much smaller states. It would be the biggest strategic mistake Iran could do. I don't believe that this is something that they don't know. On the contrary, I'm pretty confident and have good information that that is one of their considerations. But that is then balanced against many, many other factors, including their sense, their perception of threats, particularly from the United States, a country that they don't have, the type of deterrence against, that a nuclear deterrence perhaps potentially could enable them to have.
Any comments, Michael?
Just very briefly, I mean, I think that I agree with Trita's closing statement there. I think was important, which is I think Iran's nuclear weapons program is very much aimed not so much at regional powers, but at great powers like the United States. But at the same time, if you look at their behavior, they're certainly not modest about claiming weapons advancements that they haven't, in fact, even achieved. So they're not. This is not a modest place that's seeking to hide what it's done.
A lot of very important points made today. Let's hope trust can be built and that we won't see a nuclear arms race in the region and that deterrence will be achieved. Thank you both so much for coming today.
Thank you. Good job.
Thank you, Trita.